Speaking of I'm sorry is the thing that young Jose Alvarado should be saying to each and every Phillies fan. Because as we all know, Jose Alvarado got himself suspended. And it wasn't for what you might have expected. Now, in fairness, Jose Alvarado came into the season looking a little bit slimmer. Jose Alvarado came into spring training throwing 102 miles an hour. He had that beautiful moment last week, the week before, where he had the note, "I love you, Mom," on his hat. People loved that. We can even go to this clip from spring training where Jose Alvarado noted that he feels like a fat boy. Here, let's go to that real quick because this actually was one of my favorite quotes from spring training. Let me see. Can I find it? This is spring training last year. Let me see if I can find it because Alvarado's always been a big guy. We know Alvarado's a big guy. Let me just throw this out to Alvarado really quick. This is his thing.
Is that the key for any pitcher, though, Jose, is make sure your legs are strong?
I am the grizzly bear. Yeah, you are.
So he called himself a grizzly bear. We love that because he does kind of look, he's a big guy, big boy, looks like a grizzly bear. Okay.
I am the grizzly bear. I got, sometimes I call to my people in the clubhouse, bro, I feel like a fat boy, I'm fucking fat.
I feel like a fat boy. I am fucking fat. Listen, Jose Alvarado is a dude, I'd happily go get a drink with Jose Alvarado. Seems like a good dude. He was off to a great start this season. He's been one of the only bullpen pieces that you can actually trust. And now he's suspended. He's suspended for 80 games. 80. And not only is he suspended 80 games, because if you do the mental math, he in theory would have been able to return for the postseason. Being a first-time PED user, he's also suspended for the playoffs. So he is DUN done. It is all over, right? And I think that it stinks. And it stinks especially because Dave Dombrowski didn't do enough in the offseason to address the bullpen. And so now you have an even bigger gaping hole in the bullpen, which now has led everybody and their mother to start asking, is it time for Ranger Suarez to fill that spot in the bullpen? And you could make a case, sure. Ranger Suarez could be a very good bullpen arm. And in theory, you could maybe keep Mick Abel in the rotation. He's taken Nola's spot in the rotation. They have Andrew Painter, who presumably there was a belief was going to end up being on this roster for the second half of the season. Do they do a stopgap until then? I don't know how you move Ranger out of the rotation right now until Painter's ready to come up. But what this Alvarado suspension has done is really kind of put the proverbial gun to the head of the Phillies, because you either have to go out and acquire an arm at a much higher, it's going to cost you so much more to get a bullpen arm, right? Because every team in baseball knows you need one now. It was one thing when the bullpen stinks, but we might be able to survive it. Now it's the bullpen stinks. We were trying to survive it. And oh, by the way, our most reliable reliever is now gone. That's a legitimate issue. And it puts Dombrowski and the Phillies in a very, very tough place because they have to address this. They have to address the spot in the bullpen. Now, I do want to get to the quotes, though, because we were talking about Alvarado getting suspended, and it was, it says it was testosterone. Dave Dombrowski talked to the assembled media yesterday to address it, and he tried to give some context on what it was that Alvarado took. I don't know if he's trying to go for the sympathy play here, but we're going to listen to Dave Dombrowski, and then we'll kind of bring it back, and then we'll wrap the show. So here's Dave Dombrowski about what happened with Jose Alvarado and what they think happened and why he tested positive for testosterone.
Thanks on the season.
Well, it's disappointing for sure. I mean, there's no question about that. We've had other issues that come up at various times. To me, I end up treating it like an injury. Is really what it is, because you need to replace somebody for 80 games, and then hopefully into the postseason he's not eligible for that time period. It's not something he did knowingly. I believe that, the way he talked to me. We had our support. Basically the system is a very stringent system, because in the sense that you're responsible for what goes in your body.
That's simple. You're responsible for what goes in your body. We'll keep going.
That's what it really comes down to. And so I know what he was doing. He was trying to take a weight loss reduction.
A weight loss reduction. Is that Ozempic? You know. Say it ain't so, Alvarado. Poof. No way, Jose. Was he taking Ozempic? Did that spike his testosterone? Okay.
That's what he's always been self-conscious of his weight and working hard on it. And something he took gave a positive result. So, but ultimately it's a situation where if that happens, you're still responsible for it.
So Mr. Rogers here. We love Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers kind of gives you word salad. But, all right, so recap. This is if we are to believe what Dombrowski said, which I don't know. He says that Alvarado tested positive for testosterone because he was taking a weight loss drug, and he's always been very self-conscious about his weight. All right, so let's look at it at a human level. Should Jose Alvarado have been self-conscious about his weight? Sure. I mean, he's a big boy. He doesn't look like a skinny pitcher. He's not. And maybe he has struggled with his image. And to that end, I get it. I actually feel bad for the guy. That if he's making the kind of money that he's making and he's playing on one of the best teams in the National League and the best baseball league in the world, that he still feels self-conscious about himself. On a human level, I get that. I feel bad for the guy. But I don't believe that he just started taking whatever this injection or this pill or whatever it was, this weight loss drug. I don't believe this just happened in the last month, right? And so there's a part of me that while I get it and I feel bad, part of me just kind of openly questions, how long has Jose Alvarado been on whatever this medication is? And if it's been longer than a month, let's say it's been 3 months, has it been 6 months? Has it been throughout the off season? When did this test come through, and when did it spike? Were there multiple tests before it that showed trace amounts of something, and it flagged something within the league system, and that's what led to this ultimate test that got him suspended for 80 games and the playoffs? I don't know. I'm very much of the mentality that if you play in a professional sports league, right, you without a doubt, you put anything in your body, you check with the team, you check with the medical team. You check with the training staff. You make sure it gets vetted by Major League Baseball. What the fuck are you doing? If you're a pro athlete and you're doing anything that isn't fully on the up and up, why would you not get that checked, right? I was on a work trip last week. I checked the most minute policy about what kind of Uber, down to the class of Uber, what kind of Uber can I expense? Because I'm a responsible human being. I'm not making millions of dollars to do my job. I'm not playing in Major League Baseball. If you're going to take something new, make sure that it's approved. What are we doing here? And it almost makes me wonder, okay, there are masking agents for all kinds of different supplements, right? And this is always a scandal. If you talk to people who are professional bodybuilders, this is a known thing. If you talk to people who play specific sports, there are masking agents that can be taken that kind of cover up what you may be taking. Did Jose Alvarado just screw up? Did he miss something? Was he taking this weight loss drug? Again, assuming, we'll take them at their word, that it's a weight loss drug. Was he taking this for the better part of a year? And he's had a masking agent with it this entire time, and oopsie-daisy, forgot to take it this last time, and that's what caught the attention of Major League Baseball? Or was it really he started taking Ozempic or something a month ago and thought nothing of it because there are commercials for it running during baseball games and thought, okay, I can take this. This is okay. And if it's that one, right, I will meet the Phillies at Dombrowski told the truth. Let's imagine Alvarado started taking Ozempic or something like it a month ago. Thought there's no reason this shouldn't be approved. Jabbed himself or whatever the hell you do with Ozempic. And was I'm fine. And then he got suspended. That's a shame. It's a shame on multiple levels, including the fact that it's such a readily available and publicly like part of the lexicon now. Everybody knows what Ozempic is. That if that's the thing that like caused this spike and now he's suspended, that sucks. He still should have gotten it checked out. You're at a point now in professional sports where anything and everything can get flagged. He should have known better. And if the Phillies in any way, shape, or form, anybody, training staff, teammates, anybody was aware he was taking this stuff and was maybe getting away with it for 3 months, 6 months, 10 months, 12 months, they should have told him, you need to know better, you need to try harder. I don't necessarily find, this might be shocking, I don't totally find myself in the position often where I'm like upset about performance-enhancing drugs. I don't think they're great. I certainly don't think that youth sports, high school sports, college sports, anybody like that should try them, should take them. But if you're trying to recover from an injury and you take like HGH to help with the recovery process, do I think that is like the worst thing in the world? Maybe not. If you're Jose Alvarado and you're trying to lose weight, and now you got flagged in the system because you were trying to lose weight, because you were self-conscious, it's not a great look. You should have done better, but I don't hate the guy. I don't think that the guy is a colossal fuck-up as a human being. I think he made a really dumb choice, and not getting it vetted by the team and the league was ultimately a massive fuck-up, and it really did screw the Phillies in their efforts to try to bolster their bullpen and be a legitimate World Series team. But I'm not going to kill the guy because he might have made a mistake. Now, again, you have to be better than that. And if he was doing this for like a year and was doing this in tandem with a masking agent and he just like screwed up, then I'm mad at him. Because at that point, if you've been able to get away with it for that long and you were careless and you screwed it up and now you are suspended and can't play in the playoffs, that to me is actually the more egregious error.